Hello, welcome to day 2 of the SAT 10-day out review, how to approach the reading section. Just as a reminder, you have 5 passages with 10 to 11 questions per passage. So again, it's very important that you are aware of how to approach the reading section so that you are successful. One bit of information that will help you is to know the question type. So knowing the questions that you'll be asked is helpful. As we identified yesterday, we know that when you're reading literary nonfiction or prose, you'll be asked to supply information about the character, the point of view, the adjectives that describe the character, the issues, the setting, etc. You'll be asked about the setting itself. You'll be asked about problems, more specifically, what causes them, or you'll be asked what is a problem for the actual narrator. The second A will ask you to identify or answer questions about the actions that take place, such as the events and specific situations. And then finally, you may be asked questions about the resolution or the outcome. Those question types will come in the form of information or ideas. You will be asked to draw conclusions or make inferences, as well as identify specific textual support for those ideas and that information. The next thing you'll be asked to think about is the cause and the effect. You may have to compare and contrast, or you may have to determine a word meaning. And in order to do that, you'll have to appropriately summarize the information surrounding the idea so that you can garner accurate information. That is to say, when you're pointed to a line number, you may have to go up a couple lines and down a couple lines, summarize the information before you can determine the word meaning or the cause and effect, or you'll be able to compare and contrast. The next thing you'll want to call attention to is not only the word choice or the details that are provided, you will want to call attention to text structure, purpose, and the specific arguments made by authors, because again, you're going to be asked about the details and the purpose for including those details. So it'll be in your best interest to know that questions will ask you about word choice and etc. Finally is the synthesis portion. That is to say, you will be asked to pair selections and the concepts in those selections and respond to questions about both pieces of text. The last thing you want to consider as you approach the reading section is the tricks that are employed by the test makers to throw you off track. First, you want to avoid selecting answers that are almost perfect. So if there is a wrong word or a wrong detail or an illogical detail, please discard that answer. Remember that POE tells you to use your process of elimination. So eliminate answers that have one wrong detail, because test makers include those types of answers in order to throw you off track. The next thing to consider is that you will want to select answers based on text support. So if a question is asking you to go to certain line numbers, please don't try to just remember what you've read. Please go to those line numbers and utilize the text information that they give you in order to select an answer. Unless the answer includes text evidence in order to support a previous answer, you will want to discard answers which contain text exactly as it is. Because the SAT requires you to make inferences and draw conclusions, you don't want to choose literal answers. The answers that you'll be choosing will be those that you had to think about in accordance with evidence in order to come up with the correct conclusion or inference. Again, you'll want to choose responses that require analysis, critical and analytical thinking, such as drawing conclusions and making inferences. If the answer choices are too literal, where they put too much text from the actual passage, bypass those answers, mark them as wrong, because correct SAT responses will not include easy answers. Now you're ready to practice with the questions for the reading section. I know that you are ready and you've got this. Good luck.